Hey guys, it's Matt here from the Bull Call, and today we're going to go over a few articles that have posted on, Lucid Motors. I think we're going to take a look at 4 articles today, so let's get right into them. But before we get into the video, guys, if you guys can just go quickly take 10 seconds out of your day, go down below, click that like and subscribe button, click that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all my latest posts. That would be wonderful. So let's get right back into the video. Alright, so let's pull up Chrome here, and we can go take a look at the first article, which is talking about Lucid Motor staying on track to begin production and deliveries this year. So obviously, as we know, Lucid Motors, it's an electric vehicle, a luxury electric vehicle maker. Obviously, it's going to go through its SPAC merger with Cciv. So that's going to finally happen in about a week or two, around July, I think it's 23rd. July 23rd is the day it changes from CCIV to LCID. And, obviously, if you have the shares, I believe you got to check with your broker, but you should be totally fine. It should just change its name all by itself. It'll almost be like you're transferring the stock. It'll look, totally different on each platform, but it should, by the 24th, maybe, if your broker has to take a day to change it over. But you should see around next week, or I think it's next week, you should see around the 23rd, 24th, you should see, instead of CCIV on your account, you should see LCID, just like when it changed from IPO to SoFi, another SPAC that I own that's not doing fantastic right now, but I think has some potential in the future. Back to CCIV, or Lucid Motors, the CEO, Peter Rawlinson, told investors that they have completed the pre-production phase after a series of delays, and the company is on track to begin production and deliveries in the second half of the year. Now, this is great news for us, short-term and long-term investors, because this is what we've been waiting for. We've been waiting for production to start. We've been waiting for deliveries to start in the second half of the year. I think these are both crucial things that we've been waiting for, and now that we finally have, news and updates that this is finally going to take place, I think this is fantastic for us investors. Also, an electric SUV has been hinted at, and I think it's almost been confirmed by Lucid Motors. It's kind of alright. I'll do a whole video on it. I'll say, all this kind of stuff about it. But if we continue looking through this this article, right here it does say, the shareholders are due to vote on the listing of LCID on July 22nd. I think it takes effect on July 23rd, or maybe July 24th if depends on your broker. And, just a whole bunch of stuff saying, about why it matters. And obviously Rawlinson is an ex-Tesla engineer. So yeah, we'll go to the next article right here. This is about the annual revenues. So obviously right now we're sitting, obviously it doesn't even go to today. I guess there's really no revenue right now. So if we take a look at our just revenue off cars sold, if we take a look at purely cars sold, we're looking at, this is a little misleading because this isn't actually, obviously they're not making $2,000 off selling, thousands of cars. That's just not physically possible. So it's in 2,219 million. I guess that's what it is. I guess that's million. And earn revenues of 2.2 billion. So I guess that's 2.2 billion. Yeah, okay. It's this chart is very confusing, but what it's trying to say is obviously you're going to see about 2.2. Actually, I think this chart does it much more justice if it just used the right numbers. I don't know why it's trying to be so sophisticated. I like both these charts almost simultaneously, looking at each other. I think they're actually great to look at together. So, obviously we're right here at the 2021 phase, right where the Lucid Air is just starting to drop. And we're going to see, very small, not even, they're not even calculating it into these charts here because there's no real point, because it's not like a massive amount. Obviously there's going to be good revenue this year, as long as they can really fulfill their promise of delivering vehicles this year. But if we just go off what next year is supposed to be projected at, we're supposed to see about 2.2 billion in revenue, and that would lead to about a 34 million gross profit. And obviously from the Saudi Arabian fund, there is a lot of free cash flow waiting for them to buy land or factories and all this other kind of stuff, and just pump money into advertisements and just getting yourself out there. You want that name brand out there. So yeah, and then 2022, we're looking about 2.2 billion, and then 2023 we're looking at almost about 5.5 billion, which is over 100% increase. And then again, we're almost looking at 100% increase from on to 2024. And then 2025, we're looking at about 14 billion. In 2026, we're looking at 22.8 billion. Now, 2.2 billion compared to 22.8 billion is a massive, massive difference. It's 20 billion more. That's a crazy number in just 4 years that we're predicting here and projecting. And the gross profit just keeps growing from the millions. This is staggering. 34 million, and then it just jumps straight up to 1.1 billion. That's pretty crazy. I think obviously there's a lot going on right now where they're going to be building factories and advertising. So I think that's the problem with gross profits dropping a lot. So there's a whole bunch of problems, and I think this chart is crucial for us long-term investors. You can see the revenue just absolutely annihilating each year. As long as it continues like this, and we want to see something very similar to this, and as long as we get somewhere around this, I don't see why 200 by 2023. I don't see why Lucid can't be valued at least $200 a share when they're getting 5.5 billion and all this kind of stuff. I think obviously long term, or maybe maybe not 200 by 2023, but by one of these years, especially if something like Wall Street Bets gets on its back and carries it like Tesla, I think it can go from nothing, a $20 stock, to hundreds of dollars if it gets its name out there and it really looks like a great company. Obviously Tesla is very volatile, but it has the potential to grow, and it's so hard to value Tesla because you're like, well, the future is ginormous for electric vehicles. So that's the thing about electric vehicles, is you have no idea. You're betting on the future. That's why Tesla's so expensive right now. You're not valuating what it is today. The price of it, you're thinking, well, what is it going to be in years from now? So that's why you're buying Tesla. You're not buying Tesla because, well, tomorrow maybe it'll be at 700. Yeah, if you're trading it, sure, but you're really thinking about, years from now. You're waiting for obviously what happened last year, and that's what I want to see with Cciv or Lucid Motors. I want to see, these years of up down, and then you want to see this 1 year of massive, just nothing but bullish runs. And I think just everything with the trading and everything of last year really helped Tesla along, and I think that Cciv, or Lucid Motors I should really say, will have its chance eventually, as long as it does not fail. That's the only thing about Lucid Motors, is if it fails to create their cars and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it for these, because this is just showing you how many vehicles they plan to produce, which is about 20,000. They want to produce about 49,000. 90,000, 135,000, 251,000. I mean, this is obviously jumping by over 150, about 150%. This is jumping almost 150% or over 100% here. This isn't jumping 100%, but there's other future models to, occur. And I mean, we'll see. Obviously, I think they're going to start with obviously their Air, then their Gravity, and then maybe something like a hatchback. That could be very interesting to see what they decide to do by 2025. That'd be very interesting to see and very cool to see, actually. I would like to see what they would think, or maybe even a truck, as in like a F-150 type truck. So, I mean, we'll see where they go from here, but maybe we can see it become the I don't want to say the next Tesla, but you want to see these profits. And obviously, if we look at the revenue, the growth that is yet to come, I think this is almost a no-brainer to own. Now, there's a lot of risk and a lot of problems behind the scenes, because obviously you're like, well, this thing is very volatile. It's a SPAC. Any day it could drop like it did yesterday, or like it did today. Massive amounts. It dropped 8% yesterday. Now we're down another 3.5% today. So, you got to be very careful owning this one. This one's a very volatile name, just like Tesla. I think a lot of EVs are just under the same boat. They trade either off major news or off by traders, because Tesla moves daily off pretty much trading, or if something good or bad, really good or really bad happens to the company itself. Other than that, I mean, the company just follows the market and trading volume. But other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it for today's video, guys. I know it was a little bit longer, but just wanted to cover all of this fun and good stuff. So yeah, I mean, we're hoping that we can see this, all these reservations to be filled, and we're really hoping that they can pull off this production and deliveries in the second half of the year. And this is crucial, like I've been saying for almost over a month now, or just about a month, that this second half of this year, this is going to make or break Lucid Motors. If Lucid Motors can't get their act together by the end of this year, the company and stock will be in the dirt. It'll be like sundial worth 0.5 of a dollar, trying to get out there, probably not going to get out there. Obviously, I'm over exaggerating. Maybe it'll drop to $10 or whatever it is, just like Ride. Why can't I think of the name now? Lordstown Motor. Just like Lordstown Motor actually had a nice day today, but Lordstown Motor, had a lot of problems and a lot of, a whole lot of problems, and it was kind of in the Lucid kind of boat where, well, actually it was actually even earlier than Lucid, but we're kind of in like this phase right now. That's what I'm feeling like. We're kind of in this phase, and we want to wait for this phase, for the stock to really rally again. But I just hope we don't see this type of, breakdown from our highs horribly. But you know what? Even Amazon, when it first started, had a really rough time getting started. So I have high hopes for this company, and I'm ready to take the ups and downs that occur, and I'm ready to buy on, certain levels that I think are appropriate to buy at. But other than that, I mean, that's it for today's video. I know this was a extra long session, extra long video today, so yeah, I'll cut it there. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.